Hi, my name is Alan J. Kuperman. I am Associate Professor at the LBJ School of Public Affairs and a Senior Fellow at the Robert Strauss Center for International Security and Law at the University of Texas at Austin. My position on the responsibility to protect is that it is a very well-intentioned concept, but that the way it has been implemented has actually backfired and caused or exacerbated violence against civilians, which is exactly opposite of its stated intent, which is to protect civilians in such conflict. And the reason for this problem is that the R2P says that if there is civil violence against civilians, that the international community will come in and intervene. And effectively, what has happened is that we've encouraged militants within states to launch civil wars or to launch secessions and to perpetuate those secessions. And the reason is that when the government retaliates against those who support the rebels, the international community says, oh my goodness, this is genocide or this is ethnic cleansing, and they send intervention which is ostensibly intended to protect the civilians, but what it actually does is it helps the rebels achieve their goals. So for example, in Kosovo, the KLA rebels started the fight by attacking Yugoslav forces. The Yugoslav forces retaliated with a counterinsurgency. Some civilians were killed. The international community said this is the beginning of genocide. They intervened with military force. NATO bombed, forced the Yugoslav forces out in 1999, and then 8 years later recognized the independence of Kosovo. And so what we've done with the R2P, the way we've implemented it unintentionally, is we've actually encouraged militant groups to launch rebellions that provoke genocidal retaliation. So what I have proposed is a change in the way that we implement the R2P. And the most important thing is that we should never intervene in any way to help rebels who have provoked state retaliation, unless the state retaliation is grossly disproportionate. And instead what we should do is we should intervene on behalf of nonviolent groups, because nonviolent groups almost never provoke genocidal retaliation. And if we intervene on behalf of nonviolent groups rather than violent groups, we would create strong incentives for nonviolent action, which, number one, can achieve liberalization and democratization, and number two, will avoid provoking genocidal retaliation.